House, who is watching the three-ring circus with her bag of popcorn. Good morning, Karen Travers.
Good morning. Too early for that.
All right, so first let's start with this meeting that President Trump and Mitch McConnell are going to have. What's this all about?
To be a fly on the wall, which I think we said last week for that lunch with Rex Tillerson, and now another lunch that we'd love to see, but unfortunately we won't. This is the president having his first in-person meeting with Mitch McConnell in over a month. The last time they were in the same place together, House Speaker Paul Ryan was there, as well as Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer. And of course, you will recall that out of that meeting came the president cutting a deal with the Democrats on raising the debt ceiling, funding the government. He's been really critical of Mitch McConnell in the last couple of months, questioning how he was running things in the Senate, questioning the agenda there and whether he was, fully backing the White House. So tough times. But today they're going to break bread, have a little lunch, and look at what they can be doing over the next really just 30 or so days of legislative calendar days before the end of the year. And wow, that to-do list for Congress right now, much bigger than mine. I'm sure much bigger than yours.
Yes.
And more consequential.
Well, and this also comes on the heels of Steve Bannon saying that I want to take Mitch McConnell down. So here you have Trump's guy telling the world my ultimate goal is to take Mitch McConnell down.
Mm-hmm. And, I will be backing challengers who make their stated goal opposing Mitch McConnell. And, the way that incumbents could get on Bannon's good side, off the naughty list of potentially being challenged, is to say that they oppose Mitch McConnell. So, Mitch McConnell is where it all starts and ends for Steve Bannon. He thinks he's, fully representative of the Republican elite, the Republican establishment in Washington, and he's the problem of why President Trump's agenda is not moving forward. There are a lot of reasons why some of the president's top priorities are stalled right now.
Also, let's talk about Rex Tillerson for just a minute. Everyone loves to talk about the moron comment, did he or didn't he? But when Rex Tillerson says, hey, we're going to keep negotiating till the bombs fall, that gets a lot of people's attention.
Absolutely. But it's not necessarily inconsistent with this messaging from the White House on this, that, military action is always and very much on the table, which it was for previous administrations, but they just talk about it a lot more and certainly rattle the sabers, as they say, quite a bit. I think, that's part of it, but certainly the attention from the interviews that Tillerson did yesterday are the moron comments and the colorful way that Bob Corker described what the president has done to Tillerson in terms of negotiations. I don't know if you saw that quote.
Right.
And Tillerson pushing back on that part of it, but not again pushing back on the moron thing, which means that's why we're talking about it today.
Also, Karen Travers, Thursday and Friday, Donald Trump virtually ended the Affordable Care Act, a.k.a. Obamacare. I was kind of shocked at the lack of champagne being popped from the right and from conservatives and from Republicans. He basically ended Obamacare. It now will not work. It's like Jenga. It all comes crashing down, and yet not a whole lot from the Republicans.
I think because in a broad sense, he didn't end it, and there's going to be a lot of legal challenges to doing this, and there's already talk on Capitol Hill, bipartisan compromise to keep those subsidies in place. So, the president's trying to do what he can legislatively. The question, of course, is executively without legislation. The question is, can he do that? And, the White House says yes, but there are going to be a lot of challenges to this. So it's not the end of Obamacare as we know it, which is why there was no champagne popped. And also the reality that what the president decided to go after, those subsidies for lower income Americans, those aren't just Americans in blue states with Democratic representatives. Republicans are going to be hearing it from people very soon.
Karen Travers, ABC News correspondent. Great job as always. Thanks for checking